I want to say again, thanks to the press for coming at short notice. We told you we have some good news. Everybody follow me, just with your cameras.
He's going to a room in the back. He's bringing the baby out. The baby's alive. The baby's alive. She's alive.
We are the proud papas of a little girl. This is Shannon Lee Dietrich. We found her safe.
Does the missus know you're bringing another one home?
I know I'm ugly, honey.
Looks more awake than the rest of us.
Hey, Jay.
Kenny. Sir.
Jay. Your picture?
Got it?
Yeah.
Y'all just bear with me a minute.
I noticed when you're leaving the babies up.
Emma loves you more than life is
Y'all can step up over here, honey. Kenny, let this Thaddeus in the back. This family here. Thaddeus.
Erica.
She's happy. Say hello, everybody. Say hello. Say hello.
Okay. This is something that doesn't usually happen percentages-wise. If you look across the United States, read the headlines, look at the national news, and look at your local news. You do not usually get the happy endings that we have that happened here today. If you want to see a bunch of grown men cry, tonight when we rushed her to the hospital and we was all calling home to our wives to let them know we found this baby safe. First of all, I want to say to the public, thanks for the prayers, because He's heard and He's answered. And this is what we believe in. I want to say thank you to all the rescue personnel, the foot soldiers that for the last 5-6 days it's worked diligently in the woods from Liberty, Gulf, and Bay County rescue team, search and rescue. I want to say thanks to Team Adam, who flew 2 gentlemen down. They're an extension of the Missing and Exploited Children Center. I want to say thank you to the K-9 teams, the class kids, Gulf County SO, K-9, the Florida State Hospital, Gulf Correctional, and Southwest Panzer Group. I also want to say thank you to the Bay County Mounted Posse. I also want to say special thanks to my staff who worked hard and diligently, not only them, members from the FDLE, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FBI, Bay County Sheriff's Department, Jackson County Sheriff's Department, Gulf County Sheriff's Department, Holmes County Sheriff's Department, Chief Cruz from the Chipley Police Department, and the Chief from Graceville Police Department. Also, special thanks to the Department of Corrections on a short notice this morning who sent people out to assist us searching this morning. Also to say thanks to the Salvation Army who provided hundreds of meals as we was progressing through this search. As you know, we told you earlier in our press conferences we had a person that our subject that was looking at. We did not feel this person was abducted, but we was covering all our bases and we was not leaving any stone unturned. So the person and our persons now that are being detained or in custody are Christina Lynn Mercer, the mother of the child, Susan Elizabeth Baker, which is the aunt of the child, which y'all become familiar with today in some of the headlines that you read about. Also the husband to Susan Elizabeth Baker is James Arthur Baker. They're being detained, and at this early in this juncture, we're not finished with our investigation. We wanted to get this out to you as quick as possible to let the public know how much we appreciate the effort that they gave also and their help with the tips that they called in and the leads they called in. We will be having another press conference at approximately 11 a.m. to tie things up, to tell you what the charges will be, and so forth. Are there any questions?
Do you believe all three of them were involved?
At this time, we're still involved in the interview process, and we're sorting those details out, and we'll give you more details. We know for fact that two.
Charges filed yet, Bobby?
Not. We're working on those now.
Where did you find Shannon?
We found Shannon at the Miss Baker's residence.
What was that address, Bobby?
That address is 3395 Orange Hill Highway.
And what time did you find her?
I'll never forget this as long as I live. The time we found her was about approximately 9:55 p.m. We was watching a national broadcast at the time. Out in a van.
How did you find her?
How do we find her?
Yeah.
We had a search warrant. We got permission to search the premises, and then executed a search warrant once we found her on the premises, and we found her in a box under the bed.
She seemed to be alive. She's obviously in pretty good condition.
Yes, ma'am. We rushed her once she was found. We rushed her straight to the hospital. And matter of fact, she's going back there now for further observations and going back to see a pediatrician. The doctor allowed us this, saying that she's fine, so forth.
It's Northwest Florida, right?
Northwest Florida.
Right. Bobby, how did you know to search this particular residence?
I'm not going to give all of our information at this time, but like I said, we was not going to leave any stone unturned. We did not. Miss Baker was of interest to begin with. Let me just put it that way.
Right.
And there's things that we were working on yesterday that we was working on yesterday, but we had to, maybe I should say, once things was progressing in the news media the way it was, we had to rush ourselves a little further.
Do you have a motive?
Not at this time.
Ms. Baker has a past involving these sorts of things?
She has a past. I understand they're reading the paper, but you have to talk to South Carolina about that.
Okay.
As far as to how the baby was found, I mean, was she malnourished or anything like that? You said she was in good condition, but
yes, she was in good condition. She was just in the box. She had a soiled diaper when they pulled her out.
How long do you think she'd been in that box?
Since 8 a.m. Since approximately 8 a.m. this morning.
And when did you begin searching that house? You found her at 9:55.
We started searching that house. Somebody. Yep. about 8:30 this afternoon. This is nothing that you can rush into. You have to be methodical. You have to do your homework, dot your I's, cross your T's to get a search warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, and also I want to say thanks to our state attorney, Mr. Hess, for coming up and assisting us today. I left him out earlier, but this is something we've been working on all day. It's not something we've been working on all day.
You've been working on this since Saturday.
Well, I'm talking about for the search warrant for the premises of the residence.
What information allowed you to obtain the search warrant?
I can't go into that now.
Did it have anything to do with the gray van that was parked out here earlier, having the tires sprayed?
I'm not going to go into that right now. Thank you.
Can you tell us, I know earlier in the press conference, there were a lot of things asked regarding what she abducted. Do you believe she's alive or dead? Can you kind of tell us your reaction when you found her under the box and that she was actually alive?
We were very surprised at this point. But we was hoping for the best because, like I said, statistically, she shouldn't be alive. Statistics tells us, and that's the reason why when you see the emotion of grown men that I've seen tonight, it's just a relief and answer to prayer.
Who actually brought in the baby?
Pardon me?
Who carried the baby into to custody? Who actually found the baby?
Investigator Kenny Brock, the gentleman that's holding it. Okay. That was his area that he was searching, and
he hadn't let go of her since.
Kenny Brock. Proctor.
No, Brock. B-R-O-C-K.
B-R-O-C-K. Yeah, he did.
She's your miracle baby now?
She is you can bet all these gentlemen here probably already adopted.
No. No, they have the mother and
she's going to the hospital.
Susan Baker and James Baker.
We'll receive from there in the morning.
Who will get custody? Do we know?
That's not left up to us. Custody is not an issue to us.
Okay.
We just deal with the criminal aspect. Any other questions?
You said you kind of had to rush into this. Was it because of the media coverage that you had?
Well, somewhat. It kind of pushed our window up a little. We wanted a little more, but we had to push our window up.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like possibly that was a good thing that you did push the window up and possibly you saved her from being harmed?
We'll never know.
Were they intending harm? I mean, obviously she was in a shoebox, but were they just trying to hide her, or?
She was being hid. Yes. She was being hid.
So, but do you know if they intended harm in the future?
I couldn't tell you that.
You don't have a motive, but did Susan say anything to indicate what she thought she had to gain from this, or?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
Was it a peaceful arrest?
Yes.
I mean, there was no incident involved in the arrest or anything
No.
like that.
The Bakers was outside the residence as was executing the search warrant. It was on the premises.
That's right.
Or excuse me, let me back up. She gave us consent to search to begin with. So once we found Shannon, we executed our search warrant.
And do you have a confession from her of any type?
She's talking to us, yes.
Okay.
So the father, Rusty Diedrich.
Miss Baker, I'm sorry.
So Rusty Diedrich has nothing to do with this.
At this time, we don't see any indication that. No, understand, we're still looking through this, but we show no indication that the father, Rusty Dietrich, has any indication of this. Any other questions?
Is the mother's involved? What is the mother's involvement, as near as you can tell?
Let's don't go into specifics of the case right now, because we still have the prosecutorial side of that.
Okay.
Anything else?
Since the dogs are here, were they a main part in the happy ending?
Well, they were there. They was on scene, of course, helping us look. So, yes, and the animals, the dogs, have been a tremendous help.
Do we have names for the dogs?
We'll let you have that. Names for the dogs?
We can get that afterwards, that's fine.
Okay, we'll get it out. Any more questions? Tommy? You want to say anything?
No, sir.
Want to say anything else? Jay? Nope. I want to say how much these guys, and some more now, don't just these, how diligently they work, and Jimmy in the back there, he wouldn't stand up here with me, but have worked hard on this case. Extremely hard. And giving it every effort they had. And we're just proud, again, that this is a successful resolution of this fight. This part of it.
We're proud that you all ended it successfully.
Do you want to say anything? This is the grandmother from Texas, and this is the aunt from Chipley of the baby. It's sitting to my left, Miss Paget, Mr. and Mrs. Paget, and this is
Candace Boyer.
Candace Boyer, and she's said she'd like to talk to y'all if y'all want to talk to her. Miss Paget's a little bashful but again, they can tell you the reason why they asked us to be the spokesman for their families, that they didn't want to step forward, and we kept them abreast of what was going on during this investigation, and we appreciate your helping us out in that area, and that's what's helped solve this case. Anything else? Thank you. Thank you, Tommy. You got it. It's a team effort. Thank you, sir.
Utter joy, I had faith in my God and brought my granddaughter home, and it never wavered, and I have to thank, first of all, my God, and second of all these wonderful people and volunteers out there everywhere, and the prayers of everybody in the nation, and all the kind words of everybody.
So you had faith throughout. I mean, was there ever a moment that you had fear?
Yes, and actually, when I got the call tonight that we needed to bring Tina up here, we actually thought it was so my faith just faltered at that moment, and when we got here and found out different, I knew, and I should never, ever doubted that, but I never will again. But, Captain Strickland, Tommy Ford, and just all these wonderful people that have been so diligent and in the search for my granddaughter, and just they never slept until she was found, and it was just.
I imagine you had a few sleepless nights as well.
I haven't slept since I left Texas. I woke up 6 o'clock Tuesday morning and started driving, and I haven't slept since then. So.
I heard a story that you got pulled over for speeding on the way here. Is that right? Okay.
And the wonderful trooper in Louisiana did not give us a ticket. He heard this case, and he knew the name right off and told us to watch our speed and to drive carefully.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. And I'd also heard that there was a family in Marianna that offered a 5-bedroom house for you all. Did you end up staying there, or did you have family?
No, they were going to have the power turned on and everything, but I declined that because, Sheriff Haddock, who I'd like to also thank tremendously, was very generous in helping me and my daughters here.
Sure. Okay. Your daughters, I mean, is there some bittersweet?
I have 4 daughters. I have one that lives in Indiana, and then Tina and Crystal and Cindy that live in Texas with me. I have 4 daughters that I raised by myself. So,
I mean, have you? I know you've spoken with Tina.
I was with Tina all day. In fact, we were having a slumber party when I got the call tonight that I needed to bring her up here for questions.
Is it bittersweet? I mean, your daughter is I guess a suspect. I mean, what's running through your head?
she needs a lot of help. She's troubled. You know, I've raised her, and I know her past, and I know that she needs help. I knew that she needed help when she had this child, and we were turned down that help. We were told that, you know, it wasn't necessary, and I have a lot to say about that. It's going to be said.
Okay.
You know, about people that failed her, the system that failed her.
How do you spell Christina's face?
MERCER. And but we have a happy ending here, and I'm happy, and I'd like to go hold my granddaughter.
Go.
So.
Go.